When you watch Heartsone tournaments, you might notice that almost all players are using rope almost every turn, even on turn 1. And this is no coincidence that the best players are taking so long to execute their turns. This is because they want to play as good as possible. Let's deep dive into how to play each turn the best way. Hello, this is Brave, and today we're continuing the basics of Hearthstone. The topic is how to properly execute each turn. You should think about Hearthstone as a game, a puzzle game, where each turn is a different puzzle that you need to solve in order to get the best value. And this topic might sound simple, but in fact, this is what separates the pro players from the amateurs. So, as always, if you enjoyed this video and my tutorials, please follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube, and let's break it down step by step how to play smarter every turn in Hearthstone. First, let's get the basics. So each turn in Hearthstone lasts 75 seconds. The rope is the last 15 seconds. And at the start of each turn, you get to draw a card. You gain 1 mana crystal, up to 10 mana crystals, and then any start of turn effects will trigger. What you should do first and always is check for lethal. Of course, this doesn't apply in the very beginning of the game, but gets more important as the game progresses. And very often people forget to check for lethal because it might not be very obvious. So count the points of attack of your minions, check ways to remove taunts, and do you have ways to buff your minions? Can you take the advantage of your hero power? Is there a way to push for lethal, maybe not kill the opponent this turn, but make it so that they need to defend next turn, because then their focus will switch from attacking you to defending themselves. This also might be a good strategy to play. So once you checked for lethal, you should assess the situation. Do you want to make the biggest board possible? And always consider the potential removals. If the opponent is playing with Mage, you might consider Flame Strike or Blizzard coming, Corpse Explosion in the Death Knight. Do you want to invest all your resources, go all in, or do you want to take it slowly and more securely? Do you want to remove the board? Do you need to remove the board? Do you need to heal or gain armor instead of dying next turn? This is also very important, checking lethal and checking lethal on the other side. Do you want to draw or add any value like discover cards? Is there any special game plan that you want to execute? Do you want to play, for example, OTK? Do you want to assemble your OTK? Or are you ahead of the game, or do you lose to some 1 or 2 cards? Do you want to play around those cards? So think through the situation on the board. Next, consider your options. What kind of plays you can have? You have multiple cards in your hand, so there are multiple options that you can do. Which option will be the most difficult for your opponent? Put yourself in your opponent's spot. Which play they don't want you to do? And usually playing cards is better than passing the turn, and also spending all your mana usually is much better than leaving the mana, especially in the very early game. Then think about how to execute. Does the order of play matter? If you want to discover or draw a card, do it as faster, because then you have more options and you can think through the options. So you should draw first and then play cards instead of the reverse order. Think about the positioning of your minions on the board. Does it matter? Is there any card that the positioning will matter, like some kind of removal that is, for example, remove a minion and a minion next to it? Can you go face, or do you need to trade? Then the rope starts burning. This is the time to act. You have 15 seconds left. You should start executing now. If you play a deck that is more intense in terms of how many plays you do each turn, like Rogue when they are cycling, like Miracle Rogue, or any very fast-paced deck with a lot of combos, you should execute earlier than the rope burning. But usually this is the time when you want to execute. Finally, after the game, it is very important to reflect. It's good to have a deck tracker that tracks each game, because then you can go back and look at each play and think if there was something that you could have done better. Maybe there was a removal that you didn't foresee. In hindsight, very often it's easy to see that, oh, I should have not played this card on this turn, or I should have not go all in. What did you do well? Maybe there was some play that you're proud of, and then what you could do better next time. Write down 1 or 2 things that you learned from each game. This is how the best players learn. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, leave a like under this video, and thank you very much for watching. As always, good luck, have fun.